Arne Slot's magic at Liverpool isn't just working with the fans, it's having a crazy impact on the players as well. While the team has had a fantastic start of the season, we've picked out some players who are already showing signs of improvement under Slot, including a player who fans were calling to get sold last season. But before we get into the video, you already know the drill. If you haven't already smashed that subscribe button and joined our growing community, well, what are you waiting for? 3 games, 3 wins, 3 clean sheets, and brilliant performances already. Arne Slot could not have asked for a better start to his new tenure as Liverpool boss. He's making the takeover period from the Jurgen Klopp look easy. With Slot at the helm now, some players have already gotten better and are clearly showing it, and the first dude is probably the most obvious one. Luis Diaz under Slot. He looks different. No one could doubt Luis Diaz under Jurgen Klopp. Out of the front 3, he could perhaps be best described as the most exciting. The problem with Diaz though was his output. From a numbers perspective, Diaz should have been doing a lot better. He only managed 8 league goals and 5 assists last term, and was guilty of missing loads of chances in big games too. However, under Slot, there's a tactical tweak that's allowing Diaz to shine a lot more. To begin with, the way Arne Slot likes to use his left wingers is making them operate as left side number 10s, and this is the perfect role for Diaz. What this means is that he now has this license to drift in and get more involved with the play, as opposed to staying out wide, and in return, getting in and around the box more frequently. He's bound to score goals. 3 goals in 3 matches this campaign, including an assist as well. He's already taken off and should be continuing in the same form this season. There's no reason that he shouldn't be hitting the 30 goals and assists mark, especially with the load of games and competitions Liverpool have coming up. No doubt Diaz will be key to Liverpool this season. His dribbling ability and magic moments make him the type of player you simply can't take your eyes off during a game. Even heard someone say he was like a Sadio Mane regen. And to be fair, it doesn't seem like that guy is wrong at all right now. Diaz isn't the only player who's improved under Slot though. This next guy is hitting strides even he didn't know was possible. Dominik Szoboszlai. Immediately after the first game versus Ipswich Town, Szoboszlai was tasked with giving an interview into what his new manager's tactics were, and the answer was superb. We play differently because we play with 1 number 6 and 2 number 8s, with one of the number 8s dropping as a number 6. Now we play with 1 number 6, 1 number 8 and a number 10, and I had the role of the number 10. Sometimes I can drop, sometimes I can stay. It's just different. I think I have more offensive work with the ball, but without the ball, I still do my stuff anyway. There's something key about what he said in the interview. This season, instead of playing in a deep number 8 role like he did last term, Szoboszlai is now operating in a more advanced role for the team. In that number 10 position, it gives him the freedom and license to roam about the pitch, looking for pockets and forming neat triangles. What it also means is more off-the-ball work as well. In the league game versus Manchester United, Szoboszlai was top tier. Of all the combined outfield players on the pitch, he ranked first after covering the most distance on the pitch with 11.7 kilometres covered, completed the most sprints with 24, won possession the most, 10 times, and created the most chances with 3. Another key thing to note about Szoboszlai is the tactical setup Slot has been playing under this season. He operates mainly from the left in the game versus United and produced these numbers. While he'll be given that free role position as it is under Slot, the ability to not be restricted to one position and pick the area where he knows he can hurt the opposition the best, as he did against United, just shows how much Slot sees him as the player who can carefully knit the attack together. Still in midfield, and perhaps the biggest improvement under Slot this season, is a player many people thought at Liverpool was finished. Ryan Gravenberch. A deadline day signing from Bayern Munich last season, despite a few flashes of brilliance last campaign, because of what felt like the need for a holding midfielder, a number 6 if you like. Many believe Gravenberch needed to lead the club. It's 3 months after that and he's arguably been Liverpool's best player this season. What happened? Slot. See guys, some players just need that reassurance from a manager and an arm around the shoulder to feel that they belong to a project and a part of it. And that's what Slot has done for Gravenberch. It's quite easy to forget he's still only 22. He burst onto the scene as an 18-year-old at Ajax before Bayern Munich picked him up, and his career dipped after that. This season, Gravenberch has been a different animal. I'll show you how and why in a bit. But first, subscribe to Matchday 365 if you haven't already. It gives you access and exclusive notifications to video updates on the channel, so you don't have to miss any of these actions. Right, now back to Gravenberch. His display this season have been terrific. Compared to other Liverpool players in the current season, Gravenberch ranks first for the most duels won with 17. He has the most interceptions with 7 and comes in third for the most passes complete in the final third with 43. The third most takes in the team with 3 and the most passes complete with 156. He's been a real engine room in the team. He's even keeping Wataru Endo out with solid displays this season. Gravenberch looks like a player reborn under Slot. It's been so good, the noise about Liverpool getting a hold midfielder or missing out on Real Sociedad's Martin Zubimendi has gone quiet. It's Gravenberch's turn to shine. Another player who's improved under Slot is Liverpool's star man down the right wing. And this one is a work of genius from Slot. Mohamed Salah. How'd you get a player who's consistently hit the 30+ goal mark for Liverpool in the last 6 seasons to play even better? Well, Slot's somehow done it. When wingers age, they tend to lose a bit of pace and become more of like penalty box poachers. At 32, you'd forgive Salah for attempting to follow the same path, but he hasn't. If anything, he's getting faster as he ages. This season, Salah has been on a tear. He's scored in every Liverpool game this season. 3 goals and 3 assists in 3 games, averaging a goal and assist every game. But it's his off-ball work that's catching the eye. Personally, I think it's the new hairstyle. He just looks more aerodynamic. Salah's covered 10.1 kilometres this season. That's more kilometres in 3 games than he averaged in the last 3 seasons. 9.5, 9.6 and 9.8 kilometres. He's also applying more pressure in the final third, and he's chasing more loose balls too. His manager loves it. To be able to get the best out of a player like Salah and then get him to perform even more, it takes some doing. But truth is, Slot's been doing this for a while now. Back at Feyenoord, he took a couple of players to the next level like he did at Liverpool. Santiago Jimenez. He was heavily linked with a move to Arsenal this summer, but it didn't happen. A huge part of the reason there was that much news around the transfer had to do with Slot. He'd taken him from a relatively unknown player at Cruz Azul and turned him into a goal machine at Feyenoord. Slot had Jimenez averaging roughly a goal every 2 games, more than his average of a goal every 4 games back in Mexico. He bagged 28 goals in his first season at the club and 26 in the following campaign. He now has a market value of over $40 million. Another player who improved under Slot during his time in the Netherlands is Ten Koopmeiners. He was involved in a transfer saga involving himself and his former club Atlanta. They ultimately allowed him to leave to join Juventus, but the deal is that Koopmeiners become a household name because of his time with Slot at AZ Alkmaar. Slot used Koopmeiners in a double pivot role to press the opposition's front line and progress with the ball in possession. Koopmeiners grew under Slot at AZ Alkmaar. In fact, he became so good, Slot made him a leader. He captained the Alkmaar team in his early 20s and his market value rose as well. Here's another one I bet you didn't know had his rise to the top associated with Slot. Tyrell Malaysia. Malaysia played under Slot at Feyenoord, and while he managed his debut for the club in 2017, it was under Slot he became one of the best fullbacks in the Eredivisie. At the time, Slot had introduced the concept of inverted fullbacks to his team, and Malaysia was arguably the best fullback in terms of ball qualities on it. He continued to grow under Slot and even made his debut for the Dutch national team while playing for Feyenoord. In fact, he became so good that when Erik ten Hag took charge of Manchester United in 2022, Malaysia was his first signing. Orkun Kokcu is yet another name that improved under Slot. Coming through the youth ranks at the club, he was seen as the mercurial number 10 with excellent technical abilities and flair, but Slot turned him into something else. He demanded more from him, decided to play him as a number 6 in that holding position, tasked him with running more for the team, and in turn, Kokcu managed to find a balance between giving numbers and putting in a shift. In his last season at the club, he recorded 12 goals and 5 assists in all competitions. Not bad. No wonder Benfica slashed the cash on him this summer. Slot's ability to understand the players he's working with gives him an edge. For example, taking off Trent Alexander-Arnold in the game at Brentford, questions were raised if he wasn't happy with Trent's playing as a right back and would be looking to play him in some other position, and his response was brilliant. It's also my aim to bring the best out of the player, but the first aim is to bring the best out of the team. Trent is known for playing as a right full back all his life, and when he was a youngster he played in midfield, so I think he's capable of playing both positions really good, and then it's up to me where I think he could help the team the most. Slot identifies that Trent can play in both positions as mentioned, but he wants to fit him into a position that helps the team and helps the player in the process. As this season progresses, won't surprise me to see even more players improve under Slot. Just might have to make a part 2 of this video very soon. If you enjoyed this one, you know the drill. Smash that subscribe button, hit a like and leave a comment down below. See you next time.